The ultimate divorce settlement, Daniel Whitmore had built his empire from the ground up. What started as a small tech startup in his garage had transformed into a multi-million-dollar company. Through the years, he had been the visionary, the workhorse, the relentless strategist. And through it all, his wife, Sophia, had been by his side, or so he had believed. But he wasn't the same naive man who had married for love 10 years ago. He had changed, grown sharper. And now, as he stared at the divorce papers Sophia had so carefully prepared, he realized she had never been by his side. She had only been waiting for the right moment to strike. The betrayal, the revelation had come through an overheard conversation. Daniel hadn't meant to eavesdrop, but when he arrived home early one evening, he found Sophia on the phone, laughing. "I've been waiting years for this. Once I get my hands on half of his assets, I'll be set for life." Daniel is brilliant with business, but absolutely clueless when it comes to people. He won't even see it coming. Daniel stood frozen in the hallway, gripping the divorce papers she had left on the kitchen counter that morning. He had worked tirelessly to ensure their future, but all along she had been planning her exit, positioning herself to take half of everything he had built. But she had underestimated him. The plan, rather than react in anger, Daniel set to work. He didn't just want to prevent Sophia from taking what she didn't deserve. He wanted to make sure she regretted ever underestimating him. First, he hired the best legal team in the country. His lawyer, Michael Tran, specialized in high-stakes divorces, the kind where one wrong move could cost millions. Then, Daniel began restructuring his assets. Through a series of legal but complex maneuvers, he transferred company shares into a trust under his sister's name, liquidated key accounts, and converted most of his wealth into business investments that would be difficult to claim in a settlement. He even transferred ownership of their marital home to a newly established real estate company, one that legally he had no direct ties to anymore. On paper, Daniel Whitmore was worth almost nothing. The divorce battle when the court proceedings began, Sophia arrived with a smug smile, expecting to walk away with half of everything. She had hired an aggressive lawyer, confident that she would bleed Daniel dry. But as the financial records were presented, her confidence wavered. Her attorney fumbled through the numbers, trying to understand how a multimillionaire suddenly had no liquid assets. Sophia's smile faded completely when Daniel's lawyer presented evidence of her secret offshore accounts. She had been preparing to funnel away the money she expected to win. That discovery, combined with her recorded phone conversation, now admitted as evidence, painted a picture of premeditated fraud. The judge was not amused. Instead of a massive payout, Sophia walked away with nothing. No shares in the company, no access to Daniel's wealth, not even the house she had decorated so meticulously. It now belonged to a faceless corporation that had already put it up for sale. The only thing she had left was the small bank account in her name, which compared to what she had expected was practically nothing. Aftermath, Daniel left the courthouse feeling lighter than he had in years. Sophia had planned her betrayal carefully, but he had turned the tables. She had expected to walk away with millions, but in the end, all she got was the realization that she had never been the smartest person in the room. That night, as he sat in his new penthouse overlooking the city, a property owned by yet another of his companies, he raised a glass of whiskey to himself. Justice wasn't just served, it was delivered with interest.